everyone, this is Amy. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you a very simple floral design on this green glass bottle. I'm going to be using a variety of Amagic paintbrushes. This would be a 12, a 10, a 6, and a 4, and then a number 0 round brush. These are all flat brushes. I do provide links down below my video. There are affiliate links. You're welcome to purchase through those. I'm also using a number 8 Deerfoot Stippler and a dotting stylus. Paint I use is all folk art paint. I am using evergreen, lime green, purple lilac, yellow ochre, thicket, calypso sky, titanium white, red violet, and aqua. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm trying to get my little palette here to fit in here because I know people like to see how you load your brush. I am not real particular about loading my brush, so just so that you know, I do kind of vary it a little bit. I am going to go ahead and use the number 12 to start off with. This is my number 12 flat brush. I just typically dip the sides of the brush, whichever color paint I want to use, and then I'll do a blending stroke. And if I want to add any other, like the Calypso blue, I just tap it in as I'm going. So that's why I'm not too picky about, or don't stress too much about loading my brush, because I'm not a real picky person with that. I just keep adding paint to get the main thing is to get the finishing consistency as I'm painting, if that makes sense, because it's real important to make sure that you have a nice coat of paint on your item so that it is something that will be durable and stay on for, you know, for a long time. Alright, so with this I'm going to do just the very simple stroke where you just put your brush down and then do some wiggling, just very slight wiggling. You can make your petals thicker or thin, just depends on how you want to achieve the design. So like if you have spots like that that are open, I would definitely recommend going back over, because you don't want that. You want to have it all covered and nicely covered. So you want to make sure, sometimes it may require a second coat, so keep that in mind too. That's up to you. If you feel like once it starts to dry it's not as opaque as you like it, then go back over it. So when you do some wiggling on here, it actually automatically has a tendency on the glass to pull the paint up. So sometimes you just have to go back over it and just lightly, you know, do your strokes. Oops. If you get too much paint on your brush as you're doing this, just feel free to wipe it off. I would not clean your brush in between strokes, just for the mere reason that that can actually make the quality of the paint go down as far as the durability goes, because it's not meant to be mixed with water. And I'm just going to keep turning this as I do it. And I do like to provide simple simple videos just for the mere fact that I want to encourage people to paint and not be afraid of it. It's a great stress reliever. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of overlap a little bit here. Now I always do my design on paper before I put it on my glass. And a lot of times I have to adjust the size of my design or take out certain things to fit it on the actual bottle that I'm painting on. So that's not uncommon. If you have any questions or comments, please place those down below. If you would, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell also, and so you'll get notified whenever I post something new. Let's see how I just want to make sure that I get really good coverage here. So you can also too, while you're doing this, go ahead and hit it with a heat gun or a hair dryer. That way you can go back over it and not have to give it like an hour or so dry time. That's just something to keep in mind too. That is an option. Okay, so I'm going to come over here. I'm sorry, I'm trying to make sure I stay on screen here. And I apologize, my furnace is running in the background. Now I have a lot of people ask me about coating. Make sure that you, like I said, besides the fact of putting on your paint thickly, you know, nice coverage, opaque coverage, that you know, if you're going to bake it, which this paint does not require baking, I'd recommend baking if at all possible, because that does, from my understanding, it creates it a little bit of a better adhesion to your item. But when you're done baking, I like to coat mine with Mod Podge for glass. Well, it's actually dishwasher safe is the formula. You don't have to, not a requirement. I just do it to give it a little bit of an extra durability. You know, some people talk about spraying their stuff with varnish. I don't do that. I'm not really into spraying stuff, so I try to avoid that if at all possible. The main thing is to make sure that you don't let your item that's hand painted sit in water. That can cause it to loosen up the paint. If you are going to put it in the dishwasher, make sure that you put it on the top rack. Do not place it in the bottom of the dishwasher, because I can guarantee you it is going to come off. You will not have all the paint left on your glass. It may have some left, but it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be a pretty picture. The other thing too is if you have, because some people nowadays, the dishwashers can be very, very, very hot, more like commercial grade hot. So if you're finding that that's an issue, or that you do have a dishwasher that tends to run hot like that, I would hand wash. Even though you can put it in the dishwasher, I would recommend hand washing. So if you're gifting to anyone or you're selling, make sure you let them know that. Because I had somebody recently say that they gifted and the person put it in the dishwasher and all the paint came off. So, you know, I don't know if it's a situation where the person allowed the glass to sit You don't want it to do that. You don't want it to sit in water. It's hard to say. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do, keep up here with what I'm doing, is put in some little buds. Now I'm just going to do it as just one little up and down, nothing fancy. These are going to be little buds, and I'm just going to keep them with the darker blue on the extremity, excuse me. Trying to get that word out. They're just little buds, and you can make them, yeah, make more if you want it to be more like a branch, you know, something that sticks out a little more. I'm going to come down here and add a few, still sticking with the darker on the extremity, like that. And I can come over, trying to think, come over this direction, maybe add a couple over here. Now on my bottles, I do add lights when I'm selling them. I just do the, like the wine bottle cork style fairy lights, so I don't have to drill any holes in the bottle. It just sits in the top, and they're pretty. Okay, on this one. Alright, so I got a few little buds. The next thing I'm going to do is come in, let's see here, let's do one of the smaller ones. Come in with my, I believe this is the number 4. I got so much paint on these now it's hard to tell. Now I'm going to come in here, I'm going to stick it into my greens, and I have the 2 greens. Can you see that? I am just sticking it in because I'm going to come out here and start putting in my way of attaching my little buds to the stems. You can always add white or another color, browns, whatnot, just to give some interest to your greens. Make different shades of green, or like I said, just do the white if you want. Add a little white in here. And that way it just makes it a little thicker, more durable if you want to go that route. And then you can just do some little pulls too if you want, just to kind of fill it out a little bit. And just give it, like I said, some interest. Have some little, I don't want to say branches, but maybe so, just in greens. Or you can make it brown if you want. Just have them come out all over the place. Just kind of fill it out. Just fun. Go back over them, intermix. But then I'm going to eventually come back. Well, I might do it now. I'm just taking the basic green, pulling it, just going to vary it a little bit, and I'm just taking the brush and pulling. And I might take some light and pull in here. Just take some of the basic green, like that, and just keep adding, building it up. Coming up here, adding some of the brighter green, lime green. So you don't have to mix 2 colors together, or you can paint them and then add some more color. It's up to you. And by doing this too, that can make it a little bit thicker, your paint, so that it's more durable and just a little bit looser. You don't have to just kind of just be free with it. And if you think it's too much white, then add in some more green. That's fine. And see, you just have just a little bit. You can add some little stems if you want. Alright, so next what I'm going to do is take my, this would be a 10, and I'm going to just put it into the yellow ochre. Okay, I'm just going to do it as one color. I can, you know, if I feel like I need to thicken it up, if it's not going on well onto the bottle and making it opaque enough, then I will add more to it. You know, add some white to it. Okay, so when I go through here, I got all these leaves covered up where my little buds were. And I'm trying to think where else I might want. Maybe coming up. Sorry, I need to get a new camera. My camera stopped working and I have such a hard time fitting everything in using my actual digital camera. And I want to try to keep from hitting. I gotta move this tight, guy. I'm sorry. Alright, so then I'm going to take my brush and I'm just going to, with the single color, or like I said, if it's not thick enough, I can come through here and add white to it, but I'm just going to pull it towards, and I can go like this and pull it. It's pulling up some green, of course, because I'm going over. Or I can turn it on the side and do it, or I can do both. You know, a little bit here, a little bit there. So then I'm going to come down here and do it. Pull it towards, pull it towards, pull it towards, pull it towards. I can make them, you know, thin, thick on the side, come up like that. I think on these I'm going to hit it with a hairdryer or my heat gun actually, and come back over and do it again just to make them more opaque because they're too transparent for me. Little brush, or not my brush, but my little dotting stylus, and just dip it into the paint, and on the ones that have the blue, I'm going to do white dots. So I have just a couple here because I didn't do that many. And then on the one that has the white, I'm going to do blue dots just so you can see them like that. No big deal, right? Pretty easy. And then the next thing I'm going to do is go into my greens once again, and then just add in some more, just some more of my leaves, but the bigger, little bit bigger leaves. Hopefully I will not be pulling up any color, but I'm just dipping, and then kind of going into the white, and I just do just quick little strokes. So over here I'm going to get you back in here and then just do my little wiggly leaves, come back up, kind of do that. I don't want to go up in here too much because I've had such a time with this color for some reason. Not been the easiest part. It's not a hard concept by any means. But for some reason, it's wanted to give me a way to go. Actually, I don't like that either. I don't know why. I don't know if I'm being too picky today or what, but I just want to get these covered nicely. And so some days you have those days where things just don't want to work right. And this seems to be one of those. But if you have an issue with getting the good coverage, you can just kind of tap and pull like that. And I'm just gonna put a little stem. I'm not gonna put it too far into that. So I just want to do a few of these, just kind of randomly, because I want to, actually I can go like this. Bring it up into here, and then come back down. Actually I could turn it if it would make it better. Come back down, and then pull it through here. Crap. I don't know why I can't get it to stay on my, fill up my brush very well. What the heck's going on here? And then do just some more down in here. I mean, you can always just even do like part of the leaf. You can just do it that that's what the leaf is. It's just like one side of one if you want. There's so many different ways to do leaves. It's really, but I think if you're like me, you'll get into one and then you'll feel like, well, you know what, I found one I really like, so I kind of tend to do that one the most. Just kind of weird. And then a lot of paint on my brush. We're almost done. I appreciate you sticking with me on this. Okay, let's look around. That's what I'd recommend is when you're doing this, just kind of look around and see what else you need to add and go from there with it. Now, the last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to stop with the leaves here. So I just wanted to put just a few of those. I'm going to take my Deerfoot Stippler and put it into the red violet and the purple lilac. And then I just do a tap. Just kind of, because I want to, and this will probably pull up some of the green, which is fine. But I'm just going to add some color to it just by tapping it like this. And it's just, you know, very simple, very lightly. And I'm doing this basically in all the green spots where I had just the single little leaves and the little buds. And just gonna tap it. Just trying to add some more color so I don't have just one type of flower. I have a couple, and you know, have some more color to it. And doing it like that. And then I'll add some more over here. And if you want to add some light into it, you can. Just lightly, I'm just ever so lightly tapping. Just being a little random with it. And there you go. Alright, pretty easy. I don't know, crazy. But it worked out alright. Alright, I hope you like this. If you do, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and before you leave, if you would take a moment to hit that share button underneath and share this video with your family and friends on your social network, I'd appreciate it. Once again, thanks so much for taking the time to stop by and watch my video. And until the next time, please stay safe and healthy and have a good one.